The Energy Minister designate John Jinapor has proposed merging the Volta River Authority and VRA-BUI Power Authority into a single entity to be known as the Ghana Power Company. While government has outlined plans to consolidate key players in Ghana's energy sector to boost efficiency and ensure strategic management of the national energy resources. Now, John Jinapor spoke during his vetting by Parliament's appointment committee yesterday. We'll be back to talk about that, but let's listen to him.
Mr. Chairman, that proposed measure is on our table, except that our approach is different. We believe that we can merge VRA-BUI Power and VRA so that you have something like Ghana Power Company or whatever. We do not intend to privatize. So when you merge them, you have a holding company and 3 subsidiaries: hydro components, thermal components, and renewable components, all under one umbrella, but controlled by both VRA and VRA-BUI. They will determine how they want to run it. They will determine how they want to move with it. We do not intend to privatize any of those plants because they produce about 45% of our national requirement. And as a strategic step, you do not put all your energy assets in private hands. So let me assure the workers, we'll consult them. This is just an idea that we intend to implement. If we need to tweak it, we will do that with them and bring about efficiency.
So government is willing to engage, they're willing to tweak it, but it's a proposal that they're looking at implementing during their tenure. Let's engage Derek Hatcher now. He is an economist, a research and policy analyst, Institute for Energy Security. Thank you so much for your time here on NewsDesk. Now let's get your thoughts. A merger, it means some people may lose their job. Isn't that the case? Mute for me, Derek, so that I can hear you loud and clear.
Measure in. Okay, so what I said is that when you are talking about measure, you are not talking about people losing their jobs. You are talking about efficiency. You are talking about synergy in the energy sector. You are talking about synergy between these two companies. It brings about more investment. It brings about cost-benefit analysis. It can help people to take advantage of things that probably they would have not been able to do doing it single. And so the benefits of a measure outweighs far more than what you are just citing out as people losing out their jobs. Already, when you talk about measure and there's a measure between VRA and a VRA-BUI Power, though it will lead to an expansion. Now, when there's an expansion, it means that more people will get their jobs to do. People will get new way to do other things. They'll get more opportunities, and then people losing their jobs of that fear will not be something that will be realized. And so the measure is a good thing. But as to how it will be done, there needs to be a proper consultation and engage all those in the sector so that you'll be able to come up with the best idea.
Government already served notice that they are open to engagement to ensure that they even tweak their plan to ensure that everyone is on board when it comes to key players in the energy sector. But let's look at the pros and cons of a possible merger at this point in time. We're looking at how effective it will help run the energy sector. Tell me your thoughts.
Right. So basically, the measure would be a good thing because when you look at the current situation, VRA and the VRA-BUI Power all into the hydro and the renewable energy space. One thing that is keeping VRA running is because they have a thermal component. That thermal helps them to generate money. And then when they give out the hydro power to ECG is not able to comply. They're not able to comply with the cash waterfall mechanism to be able to pay them promptly. And so when you take away the thermal component, definitely that will affect them. But when you merge the two, it will give them a strategic direction as to how to be able to bring out that energy transition that we are talking about renewable energy, because there are two experts of both fields coming together will bring out the best possible idea. And in the current situation, what we are talking about, if the government is able to comply with the cash waterfall mechanism of any power that is being generated, that will be able to pay them, especially when ECG is more efficient, reducing distribution losses, then it means that what we are talking about, the possible measure, will bring about the needed benefits for Ghana.
One of the big concerns that was raised yesterday by John Jinapor was the ballooning debt accrued in the energy sector. Unfortunately, President John Dramani Mahama made us aware that the ESLA bonds, which was supposed to provide some sort of financial cushion to the energy sector, has not been used effectively. Now, even in the face of this measure, let's look at another sector, which is ECG and its operation. How best do you feel that ECG can bounce back on its feet?
All right, so ECG can bounce back when they have a leadership, or when they have a leader that is firm to making the right decisions. Because what needs at ECG is somebody who is a leader, not somebody who just go to political, political because of the appointing authority. No, you must stand firm, take the right decisions, and be able to go after them. One issue we have with the ECG is that there are a lot of power cuts. And so the distribution losses is because of people doing illegal connections, a whole lot of other things. Go after them. If I give you 50 megawatts of power, and you know that it is given to this enclave, and you know that when you sell 50 megawatts of power, you are supposed to get this amount of money. When that amount of money is not realized, what do? Go and find out why you are not able to realize that amount of money. Go after the people who are consuming the power so that you'll be able to get in the money. Now, when you take ECG, as expected of them, they are supposed to collect the revenue. Now, they do less than 50% of revenue collection. Now, tell me which company will be able to survive if you have a less than 50% revenue collection, when you have about 30% of distribution losses going, and then you cannot.
I recall just last year, the ECG, they tried to revamp their revenue collection drive. But then how effective that was, we're yet to see. Should privatization be the way to go for ECG?
Privatization is not taken off. It is also an option. It will lead to more efficiency. It will lead to more capital injections. It will take away the political interference.
We seem to be losing connection to Derek.